It's 7 grandkids, Mr. President, 7. That's not only a fact, it was the headline of a piece in the New York Times. Yeah, the same New York Times that is an extension of the White House press office. The piece was written by left-wing columnist Maureen Dowd, and it begins with her detailing how her sister gushed over what she called Joe Biden's gregarious Irish charm. I mean, you think Joe Biden, you think gregarious Irish charm. Despite her fawning over him, she then goes on to describe how the sister came across writing a letter to the president. The sister wrote, "I watched as you told the nation that you had 6 grandchildren and you loved each one of them. I believe that. What I cannot believe and what I find unconscionable is that you refuse to admit or accept the fact that there is a beautiful little 4-year-old girl living in Arkansas by the name of Navy Joan, who is your 7th grandchild." Now, the event she was describing is an interaction that President Biden had with a group of children during Take Your Kids to Work Day at the White House. It was in the Rose Garden, and the children were asking him a variety of questions. And in response to one of them, he said that he had 6 grandchildren and he talked to them every day. No joke. I mean, as if the kids were questioning him. But as you recall, where Maureen Dowd's sister is referring to is the 7th grandchild, the one that Hunter Biden had with a former adult entertainer. And this is a family-friendly video, so use your imagination. Hunter, you see, and his team of lawyers has been involved in a drawn-out battle with the mother of the child. The mother's name is London Roberts. And first, they denied completely that he was the father. So she went to court and had a court-ordered DNA test that, guess what, proved he was the father. Then he began fighting them over child care payments. And most recently, Hunter attempted to block the 4-year-old girl, his daughter, from taking the Biden name. Now, look, we may agree whether or not you'd want the Biden name considering what's been going on these days. But the reality is her father is the first son and her grandfather is the president of the United States. So I see why maybe they do want that. Now, Hunter claims the reason that he's not allowing her to take the Biden name is to protect her. He opposes the daughter, Navy Joan, from using the Biden name because if she does, she will never have what he calls a peaceful existence. A peaceful existence. But apparently his other children don't need a peaceful existence. They can have the Biden name, including, by the way, his most recent 5th son named Beau. They all get the Biden name. They apparently don't have to worry about a peaceful existence, I guess. Look, here's the thing. What Hunter's doing is pathetic. When the mother was pregnant, she was on the payroll of his consulting company. But after the baby was born, he let her go. And with that went her health insurance as well. This may be despicable behavior. But here's the problem. He is a private citizen, and the world is full of bad, despicable people. Where the issue lies for me, I think, is where it lies with Maureen Dowd's sister, with President Biden. President Biden, you know, the one that talks about the importance of family, calling each grandkid every day, no joke. The guy who rallied against deadbeat dads. The guy who publicly proclaims he's a great Catholic. The one who now publicly fails to acknowledge one of the grandkids. What could be crueler for her to grow up not knowing that he, the president of the United States, the ruler of the free world, didn't even acknowledge her existence? I get it. She won't go to an Easter egg roll at the White House or the Christmas party, but at least acknowledge her. There's another aspect to this that really hasn't gotten a lot of attention because apparently London Roberts, the mother I mentioned, has an ex-boyfriend who, from what I read, isn't the nicest of guys. So much so that, in fact, she had to file an order of protection because of the threats that he was making. And so if you're talking about that peaceful existence, maybe if Navy, the child, was acknowledged by President Biden, the Secret Service would be very involved in her protection. But since he doesn't even acknowledge her, well, no protection. So much for caring about the kids. A story in the Daily Mail says that Biden has been made aware of all of this. But when they don't acknowledge her, do you really think they're going to worry about her security and her peaceful existence? But let me go back to what Maureen Dowd's sister wrote in the letter to Biden. She said, she has the Biden blood running through her veins, and all she is going to have as a reminder of this are some of Hunter's original painting. Sounds like a lousy trade-off if you ask me. What she's referring to is the deal that was finally cut. Hunter agreed to finalize child support and give over some of his real high-priced paintings, the ones that he's been selling for tens of thousands of dollars despite having no history in art. But again, I digress. That might have been the deal for Hunter. But Joe Biden isn't part of that deal. He can't acknowledge her. He's not part of the deal. He could say 7, 7, 7. Beyond the Dowd column, the Times' own left-wing reporter, Katie Rogers, wrote a story in the New York Times that said in strategy meetings in recent years, aides have been told that the Bidens have 6, not 7 grandchildren. This is coming from the top. Jill Biden even dedicated her 2020 children's book to her 6 grandchildren. This is a concerted effort. So the next time you hear about the great family man that the president is, the concern he has for his children, just remember, it's 7, Mr. President. Well, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to make sure that you never miss another video.